Hey there, Marsha Egan. We are back again with you in our third Leadership Insights video. This one's about motivational delegation. I don't know if you have ever considered delegation to be motivational, but we're going to attack that one today. But first, I'd really like to thank all of you for all the comments and all the views of our last two videos. The first one was on 5 ways to motivate just about anyone, and the other was on the 4 leadership performance quadrants. If you haven't had a chance to see them, please go back, and I'm sure you will find them valuable. It's important to me to be able to share all this coach training and experience that I've had over the last 20 years, and to be able to give it to you in a way that works for you, quick and online. So let's quickly talk about motivational delegation. I don't know about you, but time and time again, I have worked with leaders and managers to help them delegate more effectively. And, oh, by the way, to delegate more. I tell you what, even the most skilled managers sometimes tend to delegate less rather than more. And whether it's because they fear a loss of control or quality, or they don't have the time to delegate, or one of many other reasons, I feel like they're missing a great opportunity because delegating has a lot of benefits. And I guess you could just say delegation makes an organization stronger. I believe that. Delegation can be very motivating, and that's why we're talking today, and motivating in a good way. I don't know that I really need to go through this with you, but there are a lot of benefits to delegating. And just very briefly, it enables people to learn new tasks. So there's a learning involved. It builds confidence when they are delegated to. It multiplies impact. Getting things done through people is always impactful and expanding, I guess is the right word. And my challenge to each of you is, regardless of how much you currently delegate, to delegate more. There are very few bad side effects of delegating more. Let's talk about some hints on effective delegation. But to clarify one major point, before I get started, if you don't get anything else out of today, this is the important point, and that is delegate the what, not the how. I'll say that again. Delegate the what, which means what does success look like, instead of the how. So let's go into 6 steps that can help you motivate an excellent result. Okay, number 1, explain the big picture related to the project. So by providing that perspective, you can enable more effective results. People will understand the relevance of the project to the overall success of the organization. It gives them big context. Number 2, explain why that individual was selected to manage the task. Now, a lot of people don't do this, but this is important. By providing information to that project leader as to why he or she was selected, you can further underline the importance of their involvement and their commitment to the task. So we now have the big picture why and the why the individual. So right there, we're kind of bringing them into the understanding of why this whole thing is important. Number 3, describe the task by describing the end result desired. Okay, we've talked about this a little bit before, but by describing what success will look like, you can provide a picture of the final result rather than the how, the means by which it should be done. Number 4, outline the boundaries and the resources available. Okay, by giving people information on things like budgets, people, resources, you can set boundaries that allow them to play in the space that will work for the benefit of the project. So defining those boundaries can be key to the success of that project. Number 5, you want to explain the timelines and steps By clearly defining the timetable for the project, the interim checkpoints, and the steps involved, you can further build we're building a framework for the project's success. And those 5 should give a very good picture of the what and the boundaries and the purpose of the whole delegation. Number 6, this isn't done all the time, but it works quite well, and that is ask for a summary. So by asking that person to summarize his or her understanding of what you just talked about, of all the elements of that project, you will not only be able to check for accuracy and understanding, but that further solidifies your ability to gain commitment and energy around that project. So here's a one word of caution. Too many people, when they delegate, and I'm probably sounding a little bit like a broken record here, but they expect the person to do the work exactly the way they would have done the work. So it's really important for you to let go. So when you remember that you are delegating the end result, not how they got there, it can be very powerful. And as an example, instead of saying to someone, make 20 phone calls today to try and get 5 sales appointments by the end of the week, a more effective delegation is get 5 sales calls by the end of the week. And that way they can do it any way they want. They don't have to make those 20 phone calls. That might have been the way you would do it, or the way that works. You can make suggestions, but it's the end result that we want to be very clear about. So I guess I would underscore the point that it's important to allow for creativity and diversity in the way things are accomplished. I know many times in corporate America, I was very surprised at some of the stuff people came up with was just so much better and so much more amazing than I could have come up with myself. And so I would encourage you to let go just a little bit. Anyway, if you can let go of your need to control the how and keep control of the what, everybody gonna be happy. I guess I just have to say you'll be surprised at not only how much your folks will get done, but how creative and how creatively they will accomplish things. And additionally, you might even be surprised at how much more time you have to devote to the higher level issues facing your organization. So delegate effectively and delegate often. It'll motivate them and it'll motivate you. I just want to let you know that these little snippets, this is what I'm here for. And this is what we're working on. By providing you these coaching snippets that help you raise your game in digestible chunks. That means at times that work for you, in ways that work for you, and on topics that can maximize your leadership impact. A few months ago, we did a survey, over 200 responses, asking what leaders and aspiring leaders like you look for in an online coaching site. And this is what we came up with. For topics, leadership and motivation, priority setting and time management, and communication strategies. Those were the 4 that came to the top. The other question we asked was, how do you want it delivered in an online way? And what we got was live and recorded webinars. So that's what this is. This is a recorded webinar. Lunch and learns that you can use with your staff, and mini courses. So that is what motivated us to develop a coaching resource site just for you. Our next video is going to contain more about this project that we're working on. So you'll receive word about that in the next few days. So please look for it. I've been trying to figure out how to share coaching challenges and wisdom in a really efficient, effective way that honors your investment of resources and time. And I can't wait to tell you more. So until then, I'm Marsha Egan, and happy delegating the what.